Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So how did one conversation with a local Kenyan change everything I saw about Kenya? Well, previously, before I went to Kenya, I went to a country called Cape Verde. And Cape Verde is located in West Africa. And during my time over there, when I went to Cape Verde, I felt like, yes, it was a happy country. People were happy, but they still had issues, with the whole government and things that's going on over there. But then when I went to Kenya, I had a conversation with this guy and I asked him, if you had the chance, would you move to the UK or the US, the West? And he said, no, why would I need to move? I'm happy in my own country. And ever since I had that conversation with that local Kenyan, not only him, I've also had other conversations as well. But ever since I had that one conversation, it instantly changed how I see Kenya and, looking at Kenya as a potential place for me to move. And it also gave me an insight into how Kenyans think about their own country. Of course, not everybody is going to have the same positive experience. And today I'm going to show you how that one conversation I had with a Kenyan changed everything. So how I came to this realization was that, okay, cool, sometimes people have bad opinions about their own country. And in my opinion, if other people are talking bad about another country, and if its own citizens in the country is not happy with how things are going in the country, then instantly that's a red flag. To me, I'm like, okay, cool. Is it somewhere where I would want to go? And if other people are talking rubbish about it and its own people is talking rubbish, then that means, yeah, it's not really a place that I would really consider. On the other hand, if someone is talking positive about a country and lots of people are talking good, you've been hearing good reviews about the country and even its own citizens talking good about a country, that's normally a sign. And also, to add on top of that, if people from the UK or the US are all coming to live into that one country, then that means it's probably a good country and that it's heading in the right direction. So I kind of use that as a guide for myself, as somewhere where I would want to look to move. But you can also argue that, yes, people can have negative opinions about their own country. Yes, it can happen. But after that conversation with that one Kenyan, and also other people that I talk to that are Kenyan, I'm not basing my experience from talking to one person. Start talking to that one Kenyan. It made me realize that, okay, cool. Yes, Kenyans might not be happy with corruption in the country or other things in the country. Yes, that might happen. But they are still happy with their own country. They're happy with the direction the country is going in. They see a brighter future. They're not fussing, they're not complaining about their country. They're proud to be in Kenya, to experience the lifestyle in Kenya. They're happy with the way they live. And I saw that from the conversation that I had with that one guy, where I asked him, do you want to go to the West? He told me that he had his own family that was living in the UK. And he told me that his family wasn't really happy and they're looking to move back. And when I experienced the level of positivity that these Kenyans have about their own country, it rubbed off for me and it made me want to actually move to Kenya. And the thing is, right, when people have a positive outlook on their own country, it makes you want to move there. It motivates you to want to actually move to Kenya. And that's what happened to me, I felt that instantly when I had that conversation with the Kenyan that I was talking about, He said, why do I need to go to the West? I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm comfortable in Kenya. Why would I need to go? Instantly, I was thinking, wow, this guy actually likes his country, you know, and I wish I could say the same thing about my country, but I can't because of the way the UK is. I just don't like it. And also when I had the conversation with that Kenyan, and he was telling me how people are always going to Kenya to invest, to do business, and he was always telling me how he wants to start his own business, like his own clothing store. And obviously not everyone has that ambitious mindset to want to succeed. I'm not going to base this off one experience because, okay, cool. In the accommodation I was in, I also, every time I would see Kenyans, you know, sometimes I would see them always talk about business, and they're always business focused, you know. They always want to improve financially, improve their lifestyle as well. Just from seeing that, I'm like, okay, cool. I want to be somewhere where I can connect with people that are business minds, you know, that have a business mindset and that are looking to invest, you know. And we see that as well from expats, you know, people coming from the UK, the US, they go to Kenya to invest and do business. And as someone who is not really, you know, who has not really been successful in business, I feel like Nairobi would be a good place for me because number one, people coming from the UK, the US, you know, expats, they're all in Nairobi. So I feel like I can connect with them as well in terms of doing business and investing. Also local Kenyans as well. This all came from one conversation I had with a Kenyan. It made me think of all of this stuff I could do in Nairobi and why Nairobi will be a good place for me. And of course, there are other African countries that I can go to, you know. Until I find somewhere else, I don't know. But yeah, Nairobi is the place for me right now. So after that conversation, what did it teach me? Well, it taught me that, you know, Nairobi, Kenya is more than tourism. It's also a good place to build a life for yourself and, you know, settle down, you know, build a family, you know, create a family or whatever, you know. Also, if you're single, is a good place to date as well. So there's more to Nairobi than just tourism. It's not like other countries where you go for, let's say you go during off-peak season and there's no one there, pretty much there's no tourists, you know. It's not like that because in Nairobi, it's pretty much packed all year round, you know. You're going to be seeing people every single month. If you want more inspiration, more motivation to move to Africa, to move to Kenya, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and also comment down below what you think, you know. And yeah, peace.